People love to slap labels on Luka Dončić: defensive liability, ball hog, empty stats guy, or someone who just can't lead a team deep into the playoffs. But honestly, those takes miss the real story. What makes Luka truly dangerous isn't just his skill set, it's his control. He dictates the pace and flow of every possession like a chess master. Check this out. Instead of forcing the play, he slows things down, reading the defense like a book. He waits for Reggie to slip into the soft spot of the zone, then fires a pinpoint pass off the pick and roll. And because Luka is so good at making that play, defenders have no choice but to overcommit. And just like that, the corner becomes his favorite target, wide open for the three. But don't mistake this for random improvising. This is precision. It's calculated, almost surgical. In the playoffs, when defenses tighten and every inch of space matters, that kind of control becomes nearly impossible to stop. If the defense doesn't rotate fast enough and chooses to double team him, he calmly slips a perfect bounce pass to his big man, who's already floating it up near the rim. And if none of that works and they leave him one-on-one off the screen, he pulls it back, creating just enough space to launch. By the time both defenders scramble to recover, it's already too late.
Step back three, it's good!
This variety of ways he can beat a defense that makes him a real threat come playoff time. Unlike some players who lean on one main skill, Luka brings a full arsenal and he's dangerous in every area. Even when he's not the one finishing the play, his presence alone shifts the defense. His gravity draws attention, opening up clean looks for everyone else on the floor. Take that Denver matchup for example. They double him off the screen without hesitation. Luka reads it instantly, floating a pass right over the top. Now the defense is scrambling. Aaron Gordon has to rotate off LeBron to contest Rui. One quick pass later, the ball is back in LeBron's hands, and with that size mismatch over Murray, he's got all the space he needs. And this one, that's just easy money. Even when Luka dishes out the assist directly, it's still his gravity that sets everything in motion. Watch as he comes off a pin-down screen from Jackson Hayes' own defender is already scrambling to keep up. But it doesn't stop there. Jordan Clarkson shades over, and John Collins starts drifting too, both pulled out of position by Luka's movement. Right here, Luka could hit the corner shooter, but he spots something better. With Clarkson too far up in the paint completely unguarded, Hayes cuts straight to the rim. Luka lobs it up, and the alley-oop is right on target. Heading into the playoffs, every team will throw tailored schemes at him, but his ability to shift defenses and force reactions is exactly what makes him the Lakers' X factor. No matter the game plan, Luka always has a counter, and that's what makes him so dangerous that the defense throws at you. This is when his teams start struggling to contain the offense, things get interesting now. Look, we all know that when Luka runs the show, the offense naturally becomes more heliocentric, and sure, not everyone's a fan of that. Some say it kills the rhythm or slows the pace, but here's another way to look at it. Yes, there will be stretches where it leans into isolation, but more often than not that actually plays into the Lakers' hands. With defenses constantly on edge, Luka knows how to toy with their reactions. One quick move to bait them, another to draw a second shift. Suddenly, he's created just enough room to rise up for that signature fadeaway, but it doesn't stop with shot creation. Because defenders know he's a serious threat in the pick and roll, they start cheating early, jumping into position to try and shut down the pass before it even happens. Watch what Mikal Bridges is forced to do here. Luka throws a no-look pass to the corner, and Bridges has no choice but to fly out on the closeout. That pressure gives Ket the perfect lane to drive on. He finishes strong over Cat for two easy ones. You'll see plays like this all the time. When Luka's orchestrating, take this possession against the Pelicans, he's got three defenders crowding him up top, all trying to block his vision and deny the lob. Now look up near the top of the screen. Zion is the lone defender on the weak side. He's got to make a choice. Leave LeBron or cover Hayes cutting to the rim. Luka reads it instantly. So while Zion slides down to cover Hayes, Luka fires a cross-court laser to LeBron, who's wide open, and lets it fly from deep. There aren't many players, maybe a handful in the entire league, who can manipulate defenses like this, constantly forcing mistakes and breakdowns. And that's what gives your team a fighting chance every single night. Because here's the truth, no team can completely scheme Luka out of the game. Shut down his scoring, and he'll beat you with passing. Try to isolate him so he can't create for others. That's when it gets really dangerous.
Step back three, it's good!
Luka joined the Lakers. Defenses haven't just had to worry about LeBron and Austin Reeves now. They've got to keep constant tabs on Luka too, and even with all that attention, he's still breaking them down. What makes Luka so hard to guard is that he doesn't need much room at all to make something happen. Take this possession against OKC. He comes off the screen, his defender gets caught up, and Chet tries to step up, but now Luka's in his space, and just like that, he drills the three. Pure cash. This is the dilemma defenders face. If you give him even a sliver of space, he'll pull up right in your face. But if you try to blitz and trap him, he'll calmly make the smart, simple play to keep the offense moving. Luka leads Jackson Hayes with a perfect low band. The rest is history. Now sure, he's not the quickest guy on the court and he's not breaking ankles with flashy handles like Kyrie Irving, but that's exactly why manipulation is the secret to his success. And here's the thing, manipulation doesn't always have to be flashy. Sometimes it's subtle. Like on this play, for example, because Luka's never shy about pulling up, defenders have to respect his shot. So when he gives a little fake, Clarkson bites hard, closing out with full momentum, and that's all Luka needs. He now has the perfect angle to drive past and get into the paint. This is the moment where Luka makes his reads, the kind of split-second decisions that break down defenses. Now, some folks might say, he's not thinking all that in real time. Sure, some people will say, oh, he's not thinking all that on the court, it's not some complex equation. And honestly, they're right. Luka's not solving math problems out there, he's reacting, flowing. But after years of sharpening his craft, those decisions are happening almost automatically, built into his instincts. Take this play as John Collins slides over to cut off the drive. Luka controls the pace with those final 2 steps. Dropping the ball low, Collins tries to swipe it away but instead ends up fouling him. And Luka, he powers right through the contact and finishes the N-1 dot at this level. If you're going to be one of the best, you have to stay 2 steps ahead. It's about forcing the defense into uncomfortable spots and making them play your game. That creativity, the ability to read, react, and manipulate is what separates great from elite. And sure, some fans will grumble about foul calls, like drawing contact somehow isn't part of the game. When defenders are so eager to stop you from scoring, it's a real skill to stay patient once you've got them in the air. Because when they're flying, they've only got one place to land, right in your space. And that's when you take advantage and grab the N-1 dot in the playoffs. This ability to draw fouls is a game changer. It not only gets your team to the bonus, but it can also force key defenders into foul trouble and send them to the bench. Take this example. Getting past his initial defender is never an issue for Luka. All it takes is one small shift to get them out of position, and he's right by them now. Look at who's standing between him and the basket. It's Lu Dort, OKC's defensive specialist. Dort's expecting Luka to drive for a floater or a layup. He knows Luka wants to score, no matter how it comes, but here's the catch. Luka's read of the defense is what makes the difference. By not immediately going for the shot, he sets Dort up to overcommit, leaving him open for an easy finish. Luka's decision to go up directly with the Eurostep catches Dort off guard. Now Dort's in the air, and Luka crashes right into him, drawing the tough N-1. See what I mean? In basketball, it's not about being the fastest or jumping over defenders to score. It's all about creating the right angle and using it to get the ball in the basket. Whether it's Luka cutting back to receive the pass and blow by defenders for an easy bucket, or using his body positioning to snatch back and exploit a defender's misstep, Luka's always thinking ahead. Every move, every angle is a tool at his disposal. Now that the postseason is here, every way Luka can break down the defense will be on the minds of opposing teams, game after game. And let's be real, teams will have to adjust on the fly. You can try to set up a perfect game plan, but it's nearly impossible to contain him with just one strategy. Sure, teams want to stick to principles, definite structures to stop him, but here's the thing. If you commit to blitzing him every single time and trying to rotate, you're putting your weak side defense in a split-second position to make a choice. That opens the door for a wide-open 3. Maybe you say, let's not blitz him, but double him when he's downhill. Okay, but now you've left LeBron or Reeves wide open, and one pass later, you're staring down a deep shot. It's not just Luka's passing that makes this difficult. Go under the screen to stop him from driving, and he'll use the screen as cover to pull up from 28 feet, no hesitation. Tell your big 2 hedge hard on every pick, and you'll give up a roll to the basket from a big man like Hayes, or worse, Luka pulling up with total confidence. And that, right there, is a recipe for disaster. So go ahead, try all you want, but stopping Luka when the lights are brightest, that's going to be a real challenge. I know some might bring up last year's finals, but with more motivation than ever and a team that's built to make a deep run, we're in for an electrifying playoff journey. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you're the first to know when I drop